few moments, the graduation ceremony will begin. A procession of staff and dais parties will enter. I will signal to you like this to rise, and would you please all remain standing until all of the stage party is seated. Music for this procession will be played by Queensland Conservatorium Griffith University, Mark Bremer trumpet, William Eager trumpet, Robert McMillan horn, Mark Young trombone, Scott Frankham tuba. The processional music is Two Airs for Cornets and Sagbuts by Adson.
Fellow members of the Griffith University Council, Madame Sun, Cultural Counsellor at the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, Foundation Chancellor Sir Theodore Bray, University Vice-Chancellor Professor Roy Webb, Provost and Director of the Queensland College of Art, Professor Mostyn Bramley Moore, Mr. Guifang Wu, Deputy Consul General, People's Republic of China, members of the Advisory Council of the College of Art, Councillor John Burns of the Redland Shire Council, staff and students of the university, including those graduating, special guest Mr. Doug Hall, Director of the Queensland Art Gallery. Ladies and gentlemen, On behalf of the University, I offer a welcome to all of our visitors. Occupying a central role at this ceremony are our graduates. We are very proud of them. Their families and friends who are in attendance will be proud of them too and pleased on their behalf. Achieving university qualifications is a prolonged affair requiring dedication and sustained application. In most cases, this is done at an age when there are competing siren calls, the distractions of youth to be resisted. An easier and more exciting life is out there calling. Now our graduates have made it safely home to their academic goals. They will feel a sense of reward for their efforts, and beyond doubt, they deserve our warmest congratulations and best wishes. This I offer them on behalf of the University. I wish to say some words of special welcome to our guest speaker, Mr. Doug Hall, the Director of the Queensland Art Gallery, which is located close by. As we are all aware, Mr. Hall carries important responsibilities in the cultural area. We appreciate his presence here and look forward to his address. A fuller and more formal introduction will follow later. Tonight's ceremony is held in one of the university's venues. The Conservatorium and the College of Art are both colleges of the university, which is another way of saying that they are part of it. While they each have their dedicated campuses, it should be appreciated that there are spread faculties, cross-links and shared administration across all of the campuses of Griffith University. The university is a fine example of the nowadays increasingly common multi-campus arrangement. The original and oldest campus, with still the largest number of enrolled students attached to it, is at Nathan, with Mount Gravatt campus not far away, and the university then extends its presence south through Logan, which contains our newest campus, and further south again to the Gold Coast. The Gold Coast campus is our fastest growing, and large amounts of the funds available to Griffith University have been expended on its development. We are the only publicly funded university located at the Gold Coast, and we are currently conducting a vigorous campaign for further funds to support an increase in student numbers there. In terms of student numbers against local population levels, public funding is markedly low in that area. I give this brief survey of the spread of Griffith University's undertaking because I'm conscious that there are people who, so far, are not aware of it. In particular, I can add that from time to time I encounter persons who show that they are unaware that both the Conservatorium and the College of Art are part of the university, whereas they've been well and truly part of Griffith for the best part of 10 years. Good news can sometimes travel slowly. We are very proud of this aspect of our activity, extending as it does into the area of the arts. And we are very proud also of the high standing of these two colleges amongst kindred institutions Australia-wide. We do regret that progress has been slow in locating and establishing a new site for the College of Art. For too long, the college has had to make do with inadequate arrangements and structures at its current Morningside campus, but now we expect that construction will shortly commence on a fine new home for the college here at South Bank, not far from the Conservatorium. It will indeed be a red letter day when the university is able to expand its presence here by occupying new premises at the principal focus of Brisbane's cultural activity. The staff and future students of the college will be delighted with the outcome and will feel truly favoured. The present period is one of potentially considerable change for Australian universities. The Commonwealth Government has signalled that the era of what seemed like endless expansion of the level expenditure of public funds on our universities is being reconsidered. Faced by competing demands, a limit on expenditure in the area of tertiary education is foreshadowed, and universities are under increasing pressure to supplement their government grants from other sources. Each is obliged to find ways to do this. There are already important non-government revenue streams, such as comes from the fee-paying overseas students studying here in substantial numbers as a result of the success of programs in exporting education. There also exists a fruitful collaboration with private industry. Regrettably, Australia, unlike the United States, does not have a large pool of private citizens with the capacity and motivation to offer significant endowments to our tertiary institutions. Tonight's group of graduates, to whom we wish great success in the future, may contain some who will remember my words and later turn with fondness to offer support to the institution which it is best to guide and equip them at an earlier stage of their lives. In the meantime, their arranging to join the Griffith Graduates Alumni Association would be a welcome start. A glance at present-day Australian society shows that the problem of stimulating a generous level of private patronage for community undertakings is not restricted to the field of education, but extends to the arts and areas of social caring, and indeed to all aspects of our shared community life. Turning particularly to the affairs of the College of Art, the most important thing to mention is the appointment in August last year of Professor Mostyn Bramley-Moore as Provost and Director of the College in succession to Professor Ian Howard. Professor Bramley-Moore comes to us from the Victorian College of the Arts, where he was Dean, School of Art. He's well known as an artist and arts educator and brings to us a depth of experience with degrees from the University of Sydney and the Pratt Institute in New York. We look forward to the contribution that we know he will be able to make. Design work for our new campus on the South Bank includes provision for an art gallery, cinema, learning centre, and a range of specialist studios. In December of last year, the university held an exhibition and a graduation ceremony in Beijing for students who had completed our course for graduate diploma and Master of Arts in Visual Arts Photography. A number of these graduates are in attendance at this ceremony. The program was taught in Beijing by our own staff in conjunction with the highly regarded Beijing Central Academy of Fine Art. We are the first foreign university to teach a visual arts course in China. Enhancing our public face, the university held an exhibition entitled Tokyo Vogue in the Brisbane City Council in the last months of 1999. The exhibition was built around the works of major Japanese fashion designers and was curated by Ms. Bonnie English, our senior lecturer in art theory. We had other successes in the area of film production and in gaining prestigious art scholarships. A long-standing connection with Vietnam continues, with lecturers from our college being invited to teach design workshops in that country. We must continue with our proceedings, but first let me speak again to the graduating students to whom eyes now turn. We hope that you will derive deep satisfaction from your future undertakings, and remember always your days at Griffith and what the university has given you. You will know that we continue to wish you well. Thank you. I now call on Professor Mostyn Bramley-Moore, Provost and Director of the Queensland College of Art, to introduce the presenters of the graduates.
Chancellor, Mr. Nick Outen, Course convener, screen production, will now present graduates from the film and animation areas.
Chancellor, I present the graduates who have granted the following awards from the film and animation area. Firstly, the Bachelor of Animation. Lauren Ackers. Gordon Hack. May Lamb. Takahiro Nakashima. Rebecca O'Keefe. Jared Phillips. Damien Pinn. Jared Pullen. Patrick Wade. Wei Wong. And the Bachelor of Screen Production, Joshua Abrego Sanz. Mark Broadbent. Georgina Campbell. Tristan Curry. Gillian Dawson. Lani Evans. Nick Grace. Melissa Kiger. Lisa Curlin. And Grant Marshall. Chancellor, the next graduate has been awarded the Screen Production Medal for 1999 for the highest academic achievement in bachelor's degree courses or in one of the prescribed set of bachelor degree courses. Tiny Maguire. And continuing with the Bachelor of Screen Production, Leon Murray. Tom Nickonen. Tristan Taylor. Jeffrey Walters. Esti Wandari. Christina Weinrich. And Peter Wellman. And the Bachelor of Visual Arts in Film and Television Production, Cameron Hales. And the Bachelor of Visual Arts with Second Class Honours, Division A in Film and Television Production, Peter Hegedus. Chancellor, that completes the presentation of the graduates of the film and animation courses at the Queensland College of Art.
Chancellor, Mr Russell Craig, Course Convener, Fine Art, will now present graduates from the Fine Art area.
Chancellor, I present graduates who have been granted the following awards from the Fine Art area. Gillian Beadsworth. Melanie Botel. Bianca Cavalatos. Joe Chamberlain. Tony Clearwater. Pascal Clarek Garcia. Bronwyn Connolly. Judith Cooper. Brett Crunkhorn. Michelle Doherty. Scott Downs. Chancellor, the next graduate is a recipient of the Carl and Gertrude Langer Memorial Prize, presented to the most outstanding graduate in the Bachelor of Visual Arts Fine Art for outstanding achievement in illustration, Jodie Edwards. Chancellor, the next graduate is a recipient of the Carl and Gertrude Langer Memorial Prize, presented to the most outstanding graduate in the Bachelor of Visual Arts Fine Art for outstanding achievement in printmaking, Fiona Fraser. Kelly D. Knight. Aga Kozlowska. Elka Lackner. Rachel Langford. Catalina Lee. Chancellor, the next graduate is the recipient of the Carl and Gertrude Langer Memorial Prize, presented to the most outstanding graduate in the Bachelor of Visual Arts in Fine Art for outstanding achievement in gold and silversmithing, Angie Legg. Claudia Lloyd West. John Lloyd West. Marie Long. Congratulations. Chancellor, the next graduate is the recipient of the Carl and Gertrude Langer Memorial Prize presented to the most outstanding graduate in the Bachelor of Visual Arts in Fine Art for outstanding achievement in painting, Jewel Mackenzie. Jeannie McNamara. David Manson. Amy McDonald. Helena Papagiorgio. Kathleen Riley. Lisa Richardson. Chancellor, the next graduate is the recipient of the Carl and Gertrude Langer Memorial Prize presented to the most outstanding graduate in the Bachelor of Visual Arts in Fine Art for outstanding achievement in sculpture, Kelly Robinson. Chancellor, the next graduate has been awarded the Fine Arts Medal for 1999 for the highest academic achievement in the bachelor's degree course or in one of the prescribed set of bachelor degree courses, DJ Robinson. Pamela C. Barony Smith. Kim Stasiak. Heidi Stone. Terry Summers. Tom Tilliard. Rachel Toohey. Joanne Underhill. Fuday-sun Villedois. Kevin Wang. Katie Ward. Elisa Wortley. With a Bachelor of Visual Arts with First Class Honours in Fine Art, Madeline Kelly. Chancellor, that completes the presentation of graduates from the Fine Arts courses at the Queensland College of Art.
Chancellor, Ms Jennifer Hurd, Course Convener, Contemporary Australian Indigenous Art, will now present graduates from the Indigenous Art area.
Chancellor, I present graduates who have been granted the following awards from the Contemporary Australian Indigenous Art area. Gloria Beckett, Benton Johnson, Chancellor, the next graduate has been awarded the Australian Indigenous Arts Medal for 1999 for the highest academic achievement in a bachelor's degree course or in one of the prescribed set of bachelor degree courses. Ms. Janice Peacock. Chancellor, that completes the presentation of the graduates from the Contemporary Australian Indigenous Art course at Queensland College of Art.
Chancellor, Mr. Richard Blundell, Course Convener, Design, will now present graduates from the Design area.
Chancellor, I present graduates who've been granted the following award from the Design area. Bachelor of Design Studies. Chancellor, the first graduate has been awarded the the Design Studies Medal for 1999 for the highest academic achievement in a bachelor's degree course in one of the prescribed courses for the bachelor's degree course. Nicole Angel. Melissa Armstrong. Chancellor, the next graduate is the recipient of the James Latham Memorial Prize, awarded to the most outstanding graphic design graduate of the Bachelor of Design Studies, Julie Bebbington. Jeff Beats. Tracy Bowser. Daniel Braithwaite. Jay Kakare. Rene Carlos. Jenny Chan. Sue Chen. Chancellor, the next graduate is the recipient of the Deluxe Colour Award, awarded to a graduate with the best use of colour. Chancellor, this graduate is also the recipient of the UltraCAD Graphisoft Award, awarded to the graduate with the best achievement in ArchiCAD, Rebecca Coffey. Lisa Cole. Adam Connors. Emily Crossan. Kylie Downs. Holly Engler. Wayne Griffiths. Emma Furs. Sunmuk Ha. Richard Heath. Melissa Jones. Shiho Kawan Kami. Alan Kadir. John Coe. Chancellor, the next graduate is the recipient of the Design Institute of Australia Award, awarded to a graduate of the Bachelor of Design Studies course with the Best Folio Graphic. This graduate is also the recipient of the Optima Award, awarded to a graduate of the Bachelor of Design Studies course with the Best Digital Design Folio, Raymond Koo. Sharon Kruger. Sharon Lamb. Ki-Yoon Lee. Joey Long. Teen Wen Lee. Matt Lindsay. Grace Liu. Jolly Liu. Danny Lok Din Yu Gro Ho. Alexander Lottestone. Shane Ma. Andrea MacArthur. Lisa McLaren. Wayne Minnis. Freddie Ng. Aaron Nilsson. Colin Nunn. Evan Robbins. Rory Rochford. Simon Rimanyuk. Emma Scoffey. Catherine Singh. Kate Smith. Sophia Sue. Rowena Villa. Baron Walton. Rebecca Weaver. Scott Wigard. Michaela Wright. Bachelor of Design with First Class Honours, Elizabeth Hodson. Bachelor of Design with Second Class Honours, Division A, Benson Lowe. Michelle Thompson. Bachelor of Design with Second Class Honours, Division B, Dean Power. Bachelor of Design with Third Class Honours, Shireen Botros. Bachelor of Arts in Graphic Design, Tina Field. Bachelor of Visual Arts with Second Class Honours, Division A in Graphic Design, Joseph Mew. Graduate Diploma of Electronic Imaging, Andrew Jackson. Chancellor, that completes the presentation of graduates from the design courses at the Queensland College of Art.
Chancellor, Mr. Earl Bridger, Course Convener, Photography, will now present graduates from the photography area.
Chancellor, I present graduates who have been granted the following awards from the photography area: the Bachelor of Photography or Bachelor of Visual Arts in Photography, Sean Blackburn. Dallas Blackmore. Robin Cross. Thini Curry. Tanya Dower. Zita Evans. Naomi Finlay. Susan Granger. Christine Guthrie. Natasha Harth. Vanessa Haupt. Selena Huff. Sasha Kenny. Raymond Keyworth. Andrew McCall. Monique Outeridge. Rachel Perrott. Kirsten Podlick. Chancellor, the next graduate is the recipient of the F-Stop Digital Image Award, awarded to a Bachelor of Photography graduate who has produced the best example of digital photography, Alicia Smith. Chancellor, the next graduate is the recipient of the Kodak Award, awarded to a Bachelor of Photography graduate who has submitted the most innovative creative art advertising folio, Jessie Smith and Rachel Stacey. Both jointly took the prize. Chancellor, the next graduate is the recipient of the Courier Mail Press Award, awarded to a graduate who has demonstrated excellence in the field of press photography, Christine Tobiah. Alex C. Philip Tully. Patrick Vale. Tasman Waterhouse. Jenny White. Peggy Whittle. Vicky Wood. Ben Challenor. The Queensland College of Art, in association with Beijing Central Academy of Fine Art, or CAFA, has tailored the Master of Arts in Visual Arts photography course to satisfy a demand in the People's Republic of China for a master's level qualification in photography. This innovative cooperation between the two universities is the first Chinese traditional collaborative venture in higher art education. I would like to single out one particular member of staff who I believe is Chancellor some recognition, and that was Siegfried Manietta, who spent almost a period of over 3 years on and off in China in the delivery of this program. Thank you, Fred. The Master of Arts in Visual Arts Photography, Hei Feng. Lin Tong. Tian Ju Ying. Wang Xuan. Wang Xuan Dong. Yao Lu. Shang Jian. And Hong Sheng. Chancellor, that completes the presentation of the graduates from the photography course at the Queensland College of Art.
Chancellor, the Medal for Outstanding Service may be awarded to honour any member of the staff of the University or any other person who has provided exceptional service to the University in the course of the person's association with the University. Chancellor, the University is particularly honoured tonight to recognise the invaluable contributions of Mr Hans van Diest. Hans van Diest has had a long association with the University, spanning 3 decades, beginning as a student in the University's School of Modern Asian Studies. Since his graduation, he has maintained a strong allegiance to the University, particularly in the arts area. Following a period as associate member of Griffith Artworks, Mr van Diest began working on a voluntary basis for the Griffith University Art Collection in September 1993. Over a 7-year period, his dedicated service to the art collection has been deeply appreciated by the university community. His expertise in reframing, condition reporting, exhibition hanging and conservation has been invaluable, and his engineering background has proved to be an exceptional asset in such areas as designing and constructing art crates for touring exhibitions. The University Council has resolved to award the Medal for Outstanding Service to Hans van Diest in recognition of his generous voluntary service to the University over an extended period of time. Chancellor, I present to you Hans van Diest for the award of the Medal for Outstanding Service.
Chancellor, Dr George Petlin, Deputy Director of Research, will now present higher degree candidates.
Master of Arts in Visual Arts, Venus Gaynor. Louise Grayson. Master of Visual Arts, Sally Osborne. Chancellor, that completes the presentation of the graduates from the Queensland College of Art.
Ladies and gentlemen, there will now be a musical interlude.
I call on the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Roy Webb, to introduce the guest speaker.
Chancellor, our guest speaker, Mr Doug Hall, was appointed Director of the Queensland Art Gallery in 1987. Mr Hall was a counsellor of Griffith University for the period 1991 to 1994 and has served on a range of state and federal cultural organisations, including a period as Chairman of the Visual Arts Craft Board of the Australia Council and as a member of the Australia Council itself from 1994 to 1997. He was a board member of Arts Exhibitions Australia Limited, a member of the Queensland Cultural Centre Trust, and Deputy Chairman of the Commonwealth Government's Visions of Australia Committee. He is a member of the Council of Australian Art Museum Directors and is a member of the Australian International Cultural Council, reporting to Minister Downer, and serves as a council member of the Queensland Art Gallery Foundation. Under his inspired leadership and direction, the Queensland Art Gallery has developed a unique and strong engagement with Asia through the Asia-Pacific Triennial of Contemporary Art, which has now had 3 exhibitions. He has served as an adjudicator on many occasions, including the Moet Chandon Fellowship, Australia, the 8th India Triennial in New Delhi, 1994, the 1997 Bonifacio Art Foundation Commission, Manila, and the 1999 Lowenstein Sharp Arts 21 Fellowship at the Heide Museum of Modern Art in Melbourne. In December 1999, Mr Hall was awarded an honorary degree in philosophy, an honorary doctorate in philosophy at the University of Queensland. Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to call on Mr Doug Hall to deliver this evening's occasional address.
Chancellor, the act that preceded me shows what happens when universities get a conservatorium and an art school. Chancellor, the Honourable John McCrossan, Vice-Chancellor Professor Roy Webb, Provost and Director, members of the Griffith University Council, graduates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I was very pleased to accept the university's invitation to address tonight's graduation ceremony for 2 reasons. First, I'm the aberrant manifestation of an art school education myself. And second, I have some very strident views about the current status of art education in Australia. And they're not always popular views given the acceptance of the corporatisation of education and the unique terminology which now describes it. Now, I don't intend to be a ranting soapbox orator this evening, nor do I wish to cast a wet blanket over the celebrations, but it would be remiss of me not to make some observations, and more of those later. Much has been said and written about art schools, their graduates, their ability to be employed, indeed the very value of why they do what they do in the first place. The response has usually been delivered from a highly defensive bunker, as the rationalists lob their missiles of soulless cant into an environment which has the desire and the capacity to change the way we think of ourselves and view the world. That environment is called the arts. It remains an unfortunate truism that while we ostensibly judge and value ourselves through all forms of cultural expression, the arts are seen as an indulgent, as an over-subsidised, middle to highbrow preoccupation, with the proviso that if we're not too obtrusive, then at least they're tolerable. This is a fairly common political observation across many sides of politics, where the perception of visual culture is seen in its most narrow description. As Mark Twain once observed, a crank is a person with a new idea until it catches on. The arts always don't fit the conventional template, so why do we argue our case within the constraints of ever-changing rationalist models? The answer is partly self-evident and partly deeply rooted. The answer is partly, the self-evident bit is about money and the need to be supported. The other is more complex, and it deals with what I would like to characterise as a short-term memory loss and a failure to sustain models many of which were really never required fundamental change. This impulsive desire for change, which we seem to exert on a national scale, has forced us to forget too much too quickly. For example, in the second half of the 19th century, art schools were an inseparable part of the ways in which Australia defined itself culturally, as were the institutions which presented the arts. There were 2 or 3 art schools in the late 19th century whose students were to eclipse the profiles of their teachers and who produced work which we now know as having defined major moments in Australian art history. I'm not arguing for the return to some golden age. On the contrary, what I'm suggesting is that art schools should be encouraged to be unilateralist and maverick as an essential character of art education. This, of course, inevitably makes them uncomfortable bedfellows with the supporting masters. The arts are now compelled to embrace the kind of language which one might expect to find in more convoluted government prose or the commercial sector. We seek to be different, but use a bland and commonly applied jargon which increasingly makes us look less different. So what's my point? We live in a world surrounded by policy pronouncements, new imperatives, and personality-driven public policy. It's as though any status quo is unsustainable. In this regard, I'm reminded of the last 13 years of my life as director of the Queensland Art Gallery. Since 1987, I've served 8 ministers, 2 of whom were premiers, a minister who served no more than a week, another who served a jail term. The latter had the same name as the chairman, but was not related. I've had 5 chairmen of trustees, 1 is now a High Court judge, another found out he was no longer wanted from the front page of the Courier Mail, 2 were named Edwards, they weren't related either, and the current chairman is a former Premier and Minister for the Arts. As you can imagine, an art school education didn't quite provide the background for this. While the arts might enjoy bipartisan political support, let me assure you that we are always affected by every poorly defined and sweeping government reform agenda. If all these organisational reforms are so profoundly beneficial, why doesn't life get correspondingly easier and better? Another rhetorical question with a self-evident answer. I suspect that for most of us working in the arts, we seek simply to be useful and to make a difference. And that's why the direct influence into government and commercial policy is important. When we talk about the arts, we're talking about the architectural profile of Brisbane's skyline, urban design, media policy, and what the system does or doesn't do, for example, for young filmmakers, writers and musicians. We're talking about state support and infrastructure for the visual arts and a capacity to nurture a broad community engagement with them. There is a Chinese proverb that says, "Tell me, I'll forget, show me, I may remember, but involve me and I'll understand." The responsibility of the art world to take its conversations beyond the initiated has never been more important. In this regard, I think of the Gallery's Asia-Pacific Triennial of Contemporary Art. We are familiar with the general observation that our audiences have a natural propensity to dislike contemporary art. I'm afraid, however, that's somewhat wide of the mark. Our audiences do possess an instinctive curiosity, a willingness to engage with the unfamiliar. Who would have thought that the Asia-Pacific Triennial would generate mass appeal, not just specialised interests from Manala to Ascot? That 30% of visitors came to the gallery for the first time to see the Triennial. That 39% indicated that their cultural background was represented in the Triennial, and that 98% thought it was important to show contemporary art from the Asia-Pacific region, and that 26 were repeat visits. The extent to which tonight's graduates have the ability to influence things is considerable, both overtly and indirectly. The manifestations of Australia's visual culture are everywhere. One measure of any enlightened society is that it not only tolerates new, radical and often confronting ideas, but supports them. We appear, however, to be living during a political phase in which much public policy seeks to surprise us with a new twist on the ordinary and the bleeding obvious. The public expression of ideas in the arts and humanities has always been important, but now I suggest that it's critical, as it appears that every attempt is made to bang in the protruding nail of difference. We can all name artists, writers, architects, designers and filmmakers, just to mention a few disciplines, who enjoy a profile because they sought to change the way in which we thought we understood things. One feels that Australia's much respected ability for the pragmatic will inevitably shift to include a perception that we are not just that, but also worldly, creative and culturally complex. As I've already indicated, the new and unfamiliar, has a willing, receptive and inquiring audience. It is possible to be challenging and for your public to take notice. G.W.F. Hegel said, "To be independent of public opinion is the first formal condition of achieving anything great." Such a notion can often be difficult to fulfil when many areas of the arts are reliant on public funding, and where so many institutions which support the arts have been inflicted by the rigour and lack of imagination of the rationalist project. I don't see this as an overwhelming deterrent, but I also recognise fully that an overnight enlightenment is a long shot. But despite what appears as a sceptical, if not depressing profile of what is possible, there are a number of exemplars which testify to the importance of a sustained commitment to one's practice. The high profile of photography in the 1980s, a discipline in which the major protagonists were women, was not a fleeting moment, and the same might be said of feminist writing and the new wave of young filmmakers. Institutions like the Queensland Art Gallery play an important role in shaping and changing perceptions through the exposure they give to living artists. What we do, though, is not always clearly understood. There is a perception that we exist, in part, with a strong obligation to support emerging artists. That's not quite the case. We have an overwhelming obligation to our public, our audiences, and because we have a policy imperative which gives focus to contemporary art, artists are inevitably the beneficiary of this policy imperative. This now enables me to return to my earlier point about a fuller engagement with our public, or expanding the loop of our engagement. Now, if we do this, we find a beneficial double whammy. First, we increase the possibilities of a rich dialogue with our public, and second, those that we rely on to support us are inevitably impressed with what we do. I'm not arguing for the creation of a popularist avant-garde. We need to strenuously defend the application of government funds to areas of specialisation and risk, especially in the arts and the humanities. It has, I think, always been understood that any credible government supports people and institutions which have the capacity to generate new ideas that make a contribution to society, no matter how conspicuous or subtle the effects might be. The collective measure of these increments creates the shifts and differences in society, not just the star power which seems to preoccupy the expression the media gives to a few high-profile success stories. So in closing, I'd like to quote of all people George Bernard Shaw, who said, "Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire, you will what you imagine, and at last you create that you will." Now, serendipity can be strange experienced. He might have been talking about Aboriginal culture, whose various manifestations serve as a marked reminder that the value of cultural expression will have a lasting historical and immense contemporary relevance. I wish you well, and I thank you for the invitation to join you tonight. Thank you.
It's my pleasure, on behalf of everyone here this evening, to thank you, Mr. Hall, for your thoughtful and thought-provoking words. Notwithstanding the informality of contemporary life, ceremonies such as this are significant milestones for everyone here, especially for the graduates, but also for the staff of the university and for the family of the graduates. Things said amidst all this celebration and congratulations really do tend to ring in people's ears for years. What you have said to us tonight, Mr. Hall, has been particularly relevant, and so once again, on behalf of everyone here, I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the graduation ceremony. When the music starts, would you please rise and remain standing until the staff and the dais parties and the graduates retire. Thank you.